Rise and shine, everyone. Time now 6 o'clock here on this Monday morning. Thank you for starting your day with us here on Sunrise. We really appreciate it. Jason Hackett and Lauren Lemanchek with you. If you haven't stepped outside this morning, if you haven't opened up the windows, man, it feels different out there.
It does. A lot of you probably do have the windows open because this is what we call perfect sleeping weather. It's just you can put a blanket on, have the windows open, John. In your house, you need blankets because you're not turning on any energy.
No. The word is suck it up. Actually, I don't know. I think Nicole just turned the fireplace on. It's fine for a little bit. No, this afternoon it's not going to warm up. So yeah, huge changes, obviously. Yesterday you probably heard it or felt it. The cold front came through around 6, 7 o'clock. 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts came in, and then all of a sudden, the cold air was here. Now, if this was literally not coming off the heels of record-breaking warmth, this would be a very boring day. Yeah, I would say this is average, normal, everything. It's just quiet. But 30-degree temperature drop because we're coming off the heels of a 91-degree record-breaking Saturday. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10. There's a breeze, but it's not too strong. Temperatures up in Princeton, 39. 50 in South St. Paul, now 49 here in the Twin Cities. 41 in St. Cloud. Temperatures definitely cooling down, especially northwest. We're at 38 in Bemidji. We'll take a look at that 7-day coming up in a bit. All right, let's take a look at traffic. Again, trying to keep an eye on everything going on here. I do not have a bunch of incidents right now. CC's off, so I hope that stays the same here as we go throughout the Monday commute. I will keep an eye on it.
All right, John, playing double duty this morning. Thank you. This morning, a significant chance for peace in the Israel-Hamas war is up for discussion as we speak.
Right now, ceasefire talks are happening in Egypt just a few days after leaders on both sides did agree to a deal. Michelle Beck's at the live desk with the very latest.
Well, guys, we've got 3 parties right now meeting in Egypt. That's Hamas, Israel, and the U.S. They're negotiating an agreement based on President Trump's 20-point plan for peace. Under the ceasefire proposal, Hamas would give up power in Gaza. Hamas would also release all remaining Israeli hostages. There's 48 of them, about half believed to be alive. Officials in Egypt say discussions today will focus on the exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. After some positive discussions this weekend, President Trump says he's asking everyone to move fast.
And it looks like it's working, so we'll wait for a little while, see how it all turns out. Very quickly. I think it's going to go very quickly. The meetings seem to be very good. We'll find out. We'll let you know soon.
And just yesterday on Meet the Press, the Secretary of State said there's 2 big tasks to get to in these talks. The first is to sort out the details of how hostages will be released, and the second is to set a plan for creating new Palestinian leadership. Guys, that is the long-term portion of this, and we'll hear from Marco Rubio coming up in the next half hour. Lauren.
A really consequential day. We're looking for updates on that. Michelle, thank you. And this morning we are live in Washington, D.C. as the government shutdown enters its 6th day. In just a few hours, the Senate will meet to once again vote on 2 measures to fund the government. Right now, Democrats and Republicans remain far apart on how to end the shutdown, with both sides blaming the other for the standoff. And this comes during pushback over President Trump's efforts to send the National Guard to more cities. Late last night, a federal judge blocked the administration from sending California's National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. President Trump argues Portland needs troops on the ground to restore order, calling the city war-ravaged. Oregon's Attorney General says what the president's doing is unlawful.
Appointed the judge, and he goes like that, so I wasn't served well. Portland is burning to the ground.
The president right now is persistent on acting like a door-to-door salesman and doesn't understand that when the court says no, the court means no.
About 100 California National Guard members had already arrived in Oregon.
A St. Paul man is expected in court this afternoon after being charged in connection to a deadly fire.
He faces second-degree murder and arson charges. This happened at a duplex on 22nd Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis last month. Audrey Russo was live on that scene that morning and is now breaking down the new details of the case. Audrey?
The suspect, Andrew Neitz, is due for a hearing at 10 a.m. And the mother of the victim, Houston Housley, describes the 2 men as having a fraught friendship. According to the criminal complaint, Housley and Neitz had gotten into physical arguments before. Housley's mother owns the now charred duplex and lived with Housley on the first floor. She says Neitz threatened to burn down the house before and had once rented from her. Police say residents spotted Neitz, who's from St. Paul, around the home the night of the fire. Housley's mother says the charges don't give her all the answers about her son's last moments.
I had no doubt in my mind that he had something to do with it. That's really the hardest part because I don't think we're ever going to really know.
Now, police say they also have the location data from Neitz's phone, placing that device at the house at the scene of the fire the night that it happened. I'll have more on that coming up in about 30 minutes, but for now, I'll send things back to you.
All right, Audrey Russo reporting live this morning. Thank you very much for that update. Right now, Minneapolis police are looking for the person responsible for a shooting outside of a downtown strip club that left one man in critical condition. Police say they were responding to an assault early Sunday morning when they heard the gunshots. Officers found a man near the intersection outside of Rick's Cabaret who had been shot several times. They believe a fight started inside of the club and then continued down the block where it escalated into gunfire. Now, we did check before the show, and there's no update on any arrests.
This morning, the city of Golden Valley says it's now working to select an interim police chief. That's after Virgil Green, who's been on leave since May, resigned from the job following 2 investigations. City documents say one investigation involves the unauthorized release of body cam video and an interview with a local television station related to an ongoing criminal investigation back in January. The other investigation confirmed Green interfered in and undermined an internal investigation of alleged employee misconduct. Now, Green just released a statement saying questions about what led to the investigations will be answered soon. And he went on to say, quote, while reasonable people can disagree about the events leading up to this decision, I hope the focus remains on the positive progress we've made together and the bright future ahead for Golden Valley. And this morning, we also know Rosemount's police chief is on leave. A notice on the city's website says while Michael Dahlstrom is gone, deputy chief will step in. Dahlstrom was promoted to that role in 2019, and we're still working to figure out the reason for the staffing change.